look, it's me! What's the weirdest thing about me? Aside from this photo, I'm a road geek. For the uninformed, this means I have an unusual fascination, or rather obsession, with roads, particularly the Eisenhower Interstate highway system. Originally conceived in 1956, the interstate system has since amassed 70 different mainline interstates and hundreds of spurs, proving to be a crucial part of America's infrastructure and economy. Whether you're stuck in traffic on I-95 or creeping through the construction on I-70, you're never very far from the interstate system. But I'm not here today to talk about 95 or 70. The interstate I'm talking about here today isn't very popular or even used that much, but it is my home interstate and I have a strong connection to it. So without further ado, I introduce to you Interstate 72. Although the system as a whole fascinates me, I have an unusual obsession with this interstate in particular. Today, I'll be talking about the history of this route, the cities it visits, the route of US Route 36 in Missouri, and the potential of an extension further into Missouri of I-72. With any luck, this will be the last time I make a dedicated video on this road. Very little is known about the history of I-72 prior to its construction. All we can assume is that IDOT felt the need for a freeway between Champaign and Springfield because this is what the route of 72 would later look like. The initial route of I-72 followed what used to be Illinois State routes 10 and 47 from Champaign to Whiteheath, where 10 broke off. From here, 72 followed 47 all the way from Whiteheath to Decatur, where the route is then shifted over to US 36 for the remainder of its length. Perhaps the first indication of a future freeway between Springfield and Champaign came when US 36 was widened to 4 lanes on the east side of Decatur. It wasn't a particularly large widening, only lasting for about a mile or so, but it was an improvement nonetheless. The next sign of a future interstate was a new interchange. An exit for Whiteheath was built for Illinois 47 in the year 1962. The route was also widened to freeway standards for about a mile in each direction. However, nothing really happened in terms of freeway development for the next few years. Eventually, though, in 1967, a freeway stub was built on the south side of Springfield connecting Interstate 55 to Illinois Route 4. No other exits were built along it, but it is part of what would eventually become Western I-72. Reaching 1971, we see that the freeway section outside of Whiteheath was extended west to Champaign to meet I-57. Exits were built for Illinois 10 and Illinois 47 as well. In 1971, this section of freeway was the first to be officially designated as Interstate 72. No progress was made in 1972 between Decatur and Champaign. However, the aforementioned freeway stub in South Springfield was extended from its temporary end at Illinois 4 to another temporary end at US Route 36 just outside of Rerun. No progress was made in the years 1973 or 1974. In 1975, plans were set into motion that called for a freeway between Interstate 55 outside of East Springfield to the Macon County line. More plans were also executed to build a freeway upgrade of US 36 between the end of the freeway stub in Springfield and US Route 67 in Jacksonville. Furthermore, a section of freeway between US 51 in Forsyth and Illinois 48 in Decatur was built, and construction was beginning on connecting this segment with Interstate 72 just outside of Whiteheath. By the year 1977, the original section of I-72 between Champaign and Springfield was complete, connecting the cities of Decatur and Monticello between them. The freeway section of US 36 from Rerun to Illinois 104 outside of Jacksonville was also completed, though it didn't reach US 67 yet. More development ensued in the years of 1979 and 1980.